Soma Sports Talk worldwide with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Now, boom, just put a "this is" on front of it. Let's talk 2.5 year mandatory in the 168-pound division. David Morrell, brothers 10-0 with 9 KOs. WBA regular title holder for 2.5 years, but hey, the guy with the belt was Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez didn't fight his mandatory, which is this guy, and he never mentioned his name. He's Cuban, which means he's awesome, and so he didn't get the Canelo fight, which he was supposed to get, right? We shouldn't be talking about it. My only thing about stuff like this is, hey man, if we're going to talk about it, or you can sue these guys. I think you have to sue the WBA. Stop all the talking. Either there's rules or not. Sue them, take them to an arbitrary court where people don't give a damn about boxing and just look at things with common sense and realize, hey, then you have to take the belt from the guy and let someone else, further their legacy. Now, this guy has 10 fights, and if he would have fought Canelo, let's say if he waited a year, it would have probably been his 8th fight, and he would have been an undisputed champion. I'm just going to tell you, there's a 90% chance he was going to beat Canelo Alvarez, and I think we all know it. David Morrell is an exceptional talent. I think he has the possibility of becoming a generational talent if people would give him the opportunity. Now, just to show you a contrast, Lomachenko, remember when he came out from the amateurs, and he got 2 world title fights in his first 3 fights. Because he lost against Salido in his second fight, and they just gave him a rematch. He didn't rematch Salido. Gave him another fight to fight somebody else. I'm not sure who it was, if it was Gary Russell or whatever. But if it was Gary Russell, that's when Lomachenko looked great in that fight. But my point is, he got 2 opportunities in his first 3 fights. This guy was the interim champion in his 3rd fight. And, he was supposed to get a shot, but he never gave a shot. So now they moved him up to light heavyweight, basically told him you ain't getting Canelo and you know it. And David Morrell wasn't actively trying to get Canelo so much because he knew he was too good. He knows the Canelo, man, if you're this good, you ain't getting a fight. He just watched what happened to Demetrius Andrade his whole career, and he knew if that's possible, what went on with Demetrius Andrade, undisputed fights, 40 million, and the guy was able to call him horrible. If he's going to call Demetrius Andrade horrible, then shoot, I'm at least terrible. So, he just knew I ain't got no shot at getting Canelo. So he just didn't even really, he's just, I'm the mandatory. Somebody's supposed to be calling me, telling me I'm supposed to do it. So, after 2.5 years, then he has to go up to light heavyweight. Here's where I get upset about. Now, he doesn't have an opportunity because he would have fought Canelo in about his 8th fight and been undisputed. Now, he's going up here to fight your boy Kalachik, right? 29-2 with 21 KOs. In his first, venture into the light heavyweight division, right? If he wins that, because of his talent, he wants the Bivol Beterbiev winner. And he wants to fight Benavidez, right? So those are the guys he's trying to get. But if he did go fight Beterbiev or Bivol, and he beat them, he'd be undisputed, right? But he'd be 1 division undisputed. What I'm trying to say is, if Canelo would be out of the damn way and the belts would be for people that are better than him somewhere, then we would have had a guy who could have been 2 division undisputed in maybe his 13th fight, but he doesn't get an opportunity. And that's where things go. That's what goes on in boxing. Bob Arum will tell you on his chalkboard, MBFs, no black fighters on his chalkboard. So when you have stuff like that going on, it's just Canelo can hold the belts, not fight nobody who he's supposed to fight, and the sanctioning bodies do nothing about it, and no one is suing the sanctioning bodies. That's what my issue is. You won't just sue them and just get the belts out there. Now, people would say, well, Morrell should have fought Benavidez. Right? Benavidez is WBC. Basically the champion and mandatory for Canelo. He's got to get his shot at Canelo first. Right? Or Morrell's get his shot at Canelo first. And then those 2 guys would have definitely fought for undisputed. They both will tell you. No doubt about it. Now, Morrell would have fought even that's not undisputed. But I don't think that's fair. I'm in my sanctioning body. I'm in the WBA, right? Let me fight Canelo, I'm 2 years, 2.5 years. Benavidez is damn 3 years. Right? And so somebody fights Canelo, we beat the hell out of him, he's out of the way, and he can do all them circus fights he wants to and go fight Jake Paul, what he wants to do, right? And do that stuff. And we could handle the real business here. And Morrell and Benavidez fights for undisputed. One of them is undisputed before they go to light heavyweight, right? So they can further their legacy and then have another fight at light heavyweight and see what happens. But no, we want this guy who looks like a white guy and he's Mexican and he's not as good as either one of these guys, and he's obviously picking around them, obviously in broad daylight, and the people in charge won't do their job. And it's not about whatever, if you're a Canelo fan, whatever with that, right? But these other guys, I know people don't have empathy, but don't you think that these other guys should at least have an opportunity to fight for the belts before they have to move up to other weight classes? Now they didn't get a shot at the title, but have to move up. If you think that's right, then get in your car and drive to the psychologist because you have other issues. Trust me, that's not right. And that's what we're talking about here. So David Morrell, yeah, he's going to fight my boy Kalajic, and he done gave up on the Canelo. But what he did say, I know you're like, well, why are you talking about that? What he did say when asked, because he don't like to talk about Canelo, he said, when asked, what do you think about the Canelo versus Berlanga fight? And he said, I think it's bullshit. Excuse the French, but that's what he said. I'm just quoting here. He thinks it's BS. And so do I, and so do you. Dome Sports Talk Worldwide. And I'm up out of here, y'all.